Hello everybody! Welcome to another match in the World 2 tournament. We got two runners that haven't done any matches yet. We got Psionics and we got Frogs. This one's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, whenever things are ready to go, then we'll head going. So I know Frogs has been practicing a lot recently, and he's getting some pretty consistent 43s. So we'll see how this rolls out.
Has Sai been doing a lot of World Tour streams lately?
I actually haven't been seeing him stream. Much like Jets and Rallis, I haven't seen Sai do much practice.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see how this goes.
Sai does have a very, very respectable time, though. He's definitely no slouch with his PB. Let's just hope he's in good enough shape, because Frogs is no pushover either.
Right. Looks like they're off. Oh, I forgot Frogs' video compared to his splits is desynced, just on his own stream, so that's why the timer started a bit early. Uh-oh, I think Sai was having some camera glitch there at the beginning. The rough start.
That's... Yikes.
Oh, Frog's getting a ledge grab anyway, even getting after side bounce. Oh, and the bear almost got him too. That was close. Sai gets a nice roundabout to the bear there.
Sai with a definitely much cleaner start to bear basics than Frogs.
You bet 100 bits he won't choke. We'll see. Depends on how it goes. Alright, the first potentially lethal stage.
Oh, that did not look good.
We haven't had any players die yet in Canon Chaos, I don't think. Or did someone in the first match? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
Looks like they both made it through without dying though, so that's good.
Yeah, both very good Canyon Chaos levels.
On the packed up pond, you want to catch this cycle, it's pretty easy to get to.
Yep. And then coming up now, Frogs is going to be doing waterless, hopefully, where we just avoid landing in the pond because swimming slow. Unfortunately, doesn't get it, and Psionics will get his opportunity to attempt it soon.
And Sai getting it pretty easily.
Very smooth, minus...
That looks like Frogs has had a bad entry, like going into the setup. So he didn't opt for readjusting, he just went.
Which is probably the smart idea.
Yeah, absolutely. On the Blinky here, let's see if he can pull off a one cycle. Oh, getting a weird trajectory out of that. Opting not to get another hit after that. What are you doing, Frogs? Going for a very classic 3 cycle. Oh no. Sai, on the other hand, looks like he's going for the classic 4-2 1 cycle. Oh, but misses it.
Oh, gee. Okay, so the way this strat works is we're supposed to be bouncing between an invisible wall and Blinky's frog, and when you pause, you run out his invincibility frames in the pause menu for some reason. You can close it out all in one rev roll, but it's not an easy trick to get right away.
Yeah, and the way you know that you hit off of his hitbox is you hear like a little clang when you hit him. If anybody's ever tried doing that and forgetting the pause after like the double pause, you'll hear the ding like that. You're actually hitting him, but because he's still in his hitbox, his hit stun, you're not getting it.
Yeah. He's actually the only boss with this kind of invincibility in the game.
Yeah, all of the other machines don't have that property to them. Oh, Sai not getting the height he needed.
Oh, that's rough. That's a really bad spot to die in.
Well, actually, the checkpoint was right there. I forgot.
I didn't realize he grabbed the checkpoint. A lot of people skip that one.
Yeah. It's like Frogs does some good cycles here if the saw is in Treewood. See, opting to take the hit. See what he does here. Opts to save his health. Okay. Looks like we're getting a resync here. There we go. Oh, tried going for pacifist but missed. Had to waste a time killing the bear.
Yeah, you can crash into the bear with your rev roll, and it would drop him down and with a hard knockback, and it would give you barely enough time to be able to skip him.
Yeah, definitely saves time over actually killing him.
Yeah, about like what, 2-3 seconds, and
Probably about 2
Psionic's getting
seconds,
it right
yeah.
there.
Yep, very clean. Save some time over Frogs on that one. On the butane, where you want to keep your chrome ball as far as you can. Bouncing on those saws can be deceptive. Sometimes if you have the wrong angle and you hit the saws in just the right way, they'll fling you right off the stage. Luckily he had no problem with that. Now he's on the chrome ball skip.
Yeah, pretty simple skip. Ooh.
Except he slid off the button. I think that's the first time that's happened in this journey.
Yeah, it's a really rough trick though.
Yeah,
and now with the lack
all
of
the
a
way
chrome
back
ball,
here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And when you don't have the chrome ball, you do that really slowly. And now both the runners are almost tied up.
They're like within 2 seconds of each other. Sai opting to get the checkpoint just in case. Frogs have no trouble keeping that health again. Sai has to be careful.
Psionics will maintain his close following. Or not.
Trying to go for that tricky rev roll on tightrope.
Yeah, those are extremely dangerous, but save quite a lot of time, actually.
Yeah, it saves you having the ledge grab to get up there.
On top of the faster movement.
Yeah, about 2 to 3 seconds, I would say. Alright, Frogs on to the second boss.
Now this boss is super, super difficult. Never mind.
Difficult bosses, what are those? Oh wait, we haven't gotten to those yet.
This is an example of the developers not inputting a invincibility to these bosses where you can just kind of combo them like that. in other versions of the game, there is a knockback that kind of replaces, quote unquote, the invincibility.
Of course, with another boss up ahead, it kind of has that in the form of armor, but we'll get there when we get there. For now, we're on Ice River Run, where the ice is very deceptive, and you make the wrong movements on here, you're gonna waste a lot of time trying to recover. It's like Psionics there. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness, that rev ramp.
He's out for blood, man. Frog's not quite getting the ledge grab with stairs there. Otherwise, it's been pretty clean movement from him so far.
Yeah, this is a kind of difficult level to get down really well. It's very, very easy to lose a lot of time.
See outside has, oh, we grab. It's a ghost and takes a ledge grab. Each of those actions wasted in a second, almost perfectly. Opting for that checkpoint as a safety. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, no, not at all. So now, Avalanche Alley is one of those first levels in the game where the difficulty kind of just randomly spikes in the middle of the speedrun. In a little bit, we're going to be doing these wind rolls, where there's these wind blowers that try to act as obstacles, and then we'll be adding our speed from the rev roll to those for a lot of crazy actions, but they're extremely inconsistent sometimes, and it's very, very easy to die.
But when you do pull them off, they look fantastic.
And save a ton of time in this level.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's anything that's going to definitely really change the odds of this race, it'll definitely be those.
Yeah, this level is definitely the big turning point. Frog is coming up to the first one. This one's fairly tame compared to the later ones.
Yeah.
It's a bit of air on that one. Got only activating one of those rev rams. Optimally, you probably want to get both of them. That way, this guy here doesn't get in your way. But it looks like Frogs avoids it pretty cleanly.
Nice adapting. These blowers are the ones that we need to be concerned with. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, that was pretty clean.
Opting to skip that second one.
Yeah, that second one we generally don't go for, just because it's the way the blower is angled is too far into the wall, where we can't really utilize it at all.
Nice hammer on psionic sides. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, sometimes the camera acts like it wants to be an entity, and like gets stuck on things. So I almost missing that, but doing skip there. That was close.
Frogs coming up on the final wind roll. Ooh, okay.
Nice.
That was not too bad. That was a decent one, and it wasn't like really terrifying. Let's see how Psionics does.
Just coming up to the small chain skip here. Clean. Opting to get to this one as well. Get to
That did not look good.
Wow, that was close. He stopped his rev roll at the precise moment he needed to.
Okay, that was a good last one roll.
Yeah, opting to walk the ending here.
So now with the level that Frog's in, Blade Mountain, generally the basic strategy here is to go as straight as possible, because the more you turn, the more speed you lose. A lot easier said than done, though.
Yeah, because sometimes the camera is slightly left or right of you, just depending on where on the track you are. So holding straight up sometimes isn't a good idea. Sometimes you want to be just a little bit of a curve to your control stick, just to get the right movement.
Very, very slightly, though.
Yeah. So I didn't mention it when he got there, but Frogs actually skipped the very first checkpoint. Luckily, he didn't die at all in that section. That would have been a monstrous time loss if he died.
Opting to go for the ramp skip and nails it very cleanly.
Yeah, that was super clean. See, some of these ramps, if you have enough speed, you can actually opt to not jump off of them and still make it to the other side. Some ramps are too far apart regardless, but I think there's about 4. Oh, Frogs had a really big jump there. Looked like he tried to hold back just a little bit to land on that middle platform there. He's in the final cave now where there's no more checkpoints. And there's a lot of death water around here.
Very easy to lose time, and the only checkpoint is the last checkpoint, and that's before entering this cave. Oof. It's one of the longer stretches in this level that is easily the most hazardous.
Yeah, that last bit right there that he just went past is... It's very easy to fall in that if you're not paying attention. And that's an easy... Anywhere, I think... I've made like a solid minute, honestly, the time loss.
Yeah, like 50, 55 to a minute.
Yeah, it's not very forgiving. But Frogs is on to his favorite boss, but he messes up the setup. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Giving
This
Sai a
is
little
a
bit more
boss.
chance. Sorry.
That's good. This boss is similar to Inky, except in the later phases, it's 3 hits instead of 2 hits. So most runners opt to do 1 or 2 hits with the first revel, cancel it, land, and then attack with another one to ensure that you can get 3 hits efficiently.
Yeah, and Frogs is a fan of the IL strat, where you actually go for both hits on the first revel and on the first phase, and opting to take off the revel immediately on the second phase. Sai doing his own setups here.
A lot of runners do this in different ways. This is definitely one of those boss fights where a lot of people do their own thing.
Is that a nice little corkscrew that Frogs did? That was cool.
Also, the volcano levels easily the more movement intensive and platform heavy levels of the entire game. There's a lot of ways to save time. There's a lot more ways to lose time.
Oh, absolutely.
This is definitely one of this is World 4 in general is just a lot of stages where people have to really pick and choose what strats they will and won't do, because it's way too easy to lose time if you don't really get a good handle on them.
Yeah, plus lava everywhere.
Yeah, and lava's a free insta-kill.
Yep. Unless you have invincibility frames, then you're fine.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that if they tend to do that. Ooh, Sai almost didn't have enough revel for that.
And you'll see a lot, and also in this world specifically the most, you'll see a lot of the runners abuse the terrain a lot more than a lot of the other stages in the game.
Absolutely.
It's what creates a lot of the great time saves across World 4 and easily shows a lot of people who are the more confident and skilled runners. Also, Psionics, that camera.
I was just about to say.
Continue.
That was scary. Frog's now on to the first major skip of the run. Right up here in this room, he's going to clip out of bounds. Gets it clean. Now he has to hop over this out of bounds lava until the very end here.
The success of this trick mostly depends on the runner's movement, because a lot of the time you're just trying to outrun the chrome ball timer.
Frogs, how did that work? He walked into that full speed and still lived. I am impressed.
Same.
Like normally, if you don't butt bounce into that directly, you generally want to tiptoe into that, because if you walk too fast, the death plane that's right there will kill you. Psionic's now doing his VP skip. Gets the clips pretty cleanly. There's that invincibility that we were talking about with on Frogs' side there. Taking a hit from the little fireball to walk on the lava. This rev roll is so bad.
Ooh, Psionic's dying at the very end.
Whoa, I thought he got it!
I thought he did too, I noticed.
Oh no.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Failing a VP skip loses you about 45 seconds, give or take.
Yep.
Frogs with
It's
a
very
very
unfortunate
good
death.
slide skip.
Nice. Now he's on to everybody's favorite boss. Some recent strats on this boss made him kind of trivial, if you can pull off the strats. Opting not to do any eye bounces or rev jumps on phase 1, opting to go for the standard 2-hit.
So, just real quick, there's 3 major ways you can go through this boss. You can either go through what Frogs is doing and just kind of wait for him to give you opportunities to hit him, or you can jump onto his left eye, I believe it is.
Yep.
And that, for some reason, has a hitbox that you can actually butt bounce onto, and you can reach his cockpit really early, and it saves a bunch of time. And then recently we got rev jumps, where if you rev roll and then jump immediately after you release the rev roll, you gain an increased jump height, which also allows you to reach the cockpit, and is slightly faster than eye bounces.
Yeah, especially for phase 2 and 4, rev jumps, at least for phase 2, saves probably around 7, 8 seconds, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Haven't actually completely timed it. It was just found this past Sunday. So. Oh. What? I have never seen that before.
So, despite the fact that Chrome Balls give you invincibility to pretty much every hitbox in the game, Lava is a weird case because it has its own, like, lava layer, and then also, if you just kind of go too deep, you also just kind of hit a kill plane. It's extremely weird. But if you go too deep in lava without enough speed, you will just kind of die instantly.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't stop his rev roll in time, which is why he kept going.
Yeah. On the bright side, though, he got a really good slide skip, too.
Yeah, that looked really fast.
Yeah,
like
he butt bounced on a corner. It, like, boosted him forward a tiny bit.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Now it's his turn on Clyde.
Woo.
Let's see how he handles it. Does he go for eye bounces or rev jumps, or does he do standard?
Looking like standard for phase 1.
Yep. Doing the same thing as Frogs. Not sure if he's learned them yet. Oh! Okay.
Even doing the simple shot of just waiting, it's still a little bit scary, the boss.
Yeah. Like if you don't initiate your movement after the first one, you're gonna miss the second hit.
Yeah, this boss is a wall in casual play, and same thing with speedrunning. It doesn't get better.
Nope, not at all.
It gets faster, but it gets worse. Now, something that happens, Frogs is in now the water level. There's 2 on the rail levels, and then an auto scroller for these 3 levels. These 2 on the rail levels, what you can do is you can take damage, and then you can spin right next to the mine, to a mine, one of the billions that they planted all over the place, and it would give you a very good burst of speed. So a lot of these on the rail levels, you see Frogs just got one there, pretty good one, nice. Actually. So a lot of these on the rail levels, they come with a lot of mind boost routing and health management to actually get a really good time in these.
Absolutely. Frogs looks like he has a lot of setups, but he's missing some of them.
It's a lot easier than it looks. The hitboxes from the mines are actually extremely picky.
Yeah, he was taking a casual swim there for a minute. I wasn't sure what it was doing. And Sai almost went on Clyde's wild ride there, but he managed to clutch it out.
Got on Sai.
So it looks like he opted for the standard Clyde that we do, where no rev jumps or eye bounces are involved. Which is about a 2-minute, 10-second split, if you do it right.
Yeah. It's extremely safe, but right now with current strats, you can get about under a minute if you're fast enough with the Clyde strat, so the time gap is insane, but it's a lot safer.
Right, and in a race setting like this, I don't blame him at all going for standard. Ooh!
Okay, Frogs, calm down. That was... You can chain mind boost too. It's a little ridiculous, but Frogs just got an insane one right there.
Yeah, he really went out of this level. Aw, dang.
I want to know if that was intentional.
I feel like it wasn't, honestly.
But if it was, awesome.
Like, he's really fighting out some strats. Like, I want to ask him that in the interview after this.
Absolutely.
So I think at the moment they're about a Scooby-Dooba's worth of time apart, which is about 2 minutes. So we'll see if they do any more setups. Sai getting hit, but not getting the mind boost there. Looks like Frogs was trying to go for one there as well and missed it. You can get a mind boost off a missile too. The hitbox is a lot smaller and faster, so it's harder to get.
Also, because of it being like a cylinder, sometimes you'll get really weird angles because there's not a lot of polygons to the cylinder. So you get a lot of flat, sharp edges that will send you in really awkward directions. It's typically not recommended.
Yeah. Looks like Frogs tried to get their one at the very end, but just missed it.
A for attempt.
Ooh, so I got a little one there. That was good.
So, who likes green water?
It's algae based. Vomit water. Ah! I don't know about that.
There's not much to this level. There's some enemies, there's some mines, there's some fruit and coins, but...
And pipes. Don't forget the pipes.
Oh yeah, there's pipes. Oh, also there's crab enemies.
Yeah.
And by far the most interesting thing about the level, the guns that you get halfway through.
Yeah, those things are fun.
But it's an 8-minute auto scroller, and there's unfortunately not much to it.
And if you are on a good paced run, though, we call this the 8-minute stress test. Because right after this is a boss that has a really tight trick to it to get fast.
Yeah. We'll probably explain it as we get further into the level. Unless you want to do that now.
Oh, we can now.
Alright.
You want to explain it or you want me to?
Okay, I can do it.
Okay.
So, essentially, the next boss that's coming up is also done in the submarine. The boss is Mega Whale, and the goal of the boss to beat it is you have to knock off all 4 of its propellers, which have 9 hits each with a missile to take them out. Smart bombs do not damage them. So, the setup that we have is, or what we know and how we go about doing this boss, is that the cycles from Mega Whale start when you're on the map screen. So right after this level ends, we have the runners need to get into Mega Whale as soon as possible, so that they can get a good cycle catch, so they can catch the good cycle for the setup. Now, it is very much possible to hit several propellers in a single cycle, but it's extremely tight because as soon as one of the propellers gets knocked off, Mega Whale kind of goes away for a little bit, and it sends some enemies, and it really, really bogs down the pace of the fight. So most runners want a 2 cycle, where most of the time you want to knock off 3 propellers in the first phase and just knock off the last one. But there is a way to knock off all 4 propellers in a single cycle. It is extremely difficult. Not too many runners are super consistent at it. Mostly resorted to the top 8 runners of the game are mostly the people that try to go for it. And even then, a lot of the times it's mostly just the really high tier runners that are really consistent at it.
Yeah, and I will say that the difference between getting a 1 cycle and a 2 cycle is about
like
45 seconds.
It's like, yeah, 45 seconds is a lot.
Yeah, and that's if you get... so the way it's set up is you do like an arch from right to left. And if you get 2 cycle, you want to make sure that you miss the bottom left, because that's by far the easiest to back up for that 2 cycle. You get any other ones, it's going to take a little bit more time to set up and get your hits in. Yeah, it ranges probably anywhere between 45 to 55 seconds from each cycle that you can get.
Yeah. It's one of those, it's easily one of the things in this entire run, next to places like Clyde and the final boss of the game, where a lot of people tend to start, like, the skill gaps start becoming a lot wider once you start seeing the people do, like, these really tough tricks. A lot of this run is movement based, but the bosses are so critical to getting a good time in this game, and unfortunately they're very difficult.
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully, maybe we'll see a 1 cycle come from one of these runners. Hopefully, if it's both, great. Most likely, though, we'll see 2 cycles, if I had to guess.
More than likely, yeah. 2 cycles is very common to see. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for our runners to get the whale, feel free to ask any questions that you might have. It could be about anything, we'll answer them. Because we have time.
A lot of it. Well, actually now just like 2 minutes, but still.
Yeah. How long do the runs last? Typically you want... a good first goal, if when you start running the game, is about sub 1 hour, and then sub 50 is your next goal. In this tournament, we'll typically be seeing most, if not most, runners get sub 50 in their runs.
Yeah, with maybe a hit. Mostly though, you'll probably see like mid to high 47s if you're kind of like a pretty solid player, and then most of the top runners get low 40s.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty short run with some really difficult bosses at higher levels.
Yeah. Why is Pac-Man always smiling when in immense danger? Because he's so happy.
Protect the happy boy.
How long does the 100% runs last? What's my PB?
About an hour 45 to 2 hours.
Yeah, sub 2 hours is a good time for 100%.
We're about to see Frogs enter Mega Whale.
Hooray!
But the gist of this game is any percent is typically around 50 minutes. Anything over that is over an hour and a half, unless it's like 152 tokens or all maces. But both of those are more like miscellaneous categories, not really like main categories.
Yeah. Alright, Frogs, show us what you got. Can he pull off the one cycle? Frogs? What are you doing?
What?
This is okay, so he's not doing the standard one cycle setup that we are used to. He's opting to skip the top right.
What?
Frogs does not go for one cycle. Up.
And
He's still getting
worked?
a 2 cycle.
He did that and that worked? I'm shocked.
I'm surprised that worked. There is so much on screen there.
That was like one of the more sketchier 2 cycle setups I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's not the old 2 cycle setup that that used to be a thing, right?
No, the old 2 cycle setup used to still keep bottom left. It would go bottom right, top left, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, regardless,
either
you got
that-
a clean 2 cycle.
Yeah. It was either that or it kept bottom right. I know it kept one of the bottom ones, for sure.
It's a bootleg version of the old 2 cycle setup. Looks about right, yep. So 3620 is what he's out of there with. Which is still on a high 43 pace. So that's very respectable still.
Yeah, absolutely.
That strat was the meta. Nice. Back in the good old days.
Good old days where people didn't poison the game with Clyde-Eye notes.
Cough, cough.
No, I'm kidding.
I forget what Frogs' PB is. I think it's like a 4320 something.
That sounds correct.
Yeah, so if he is on PB pace, it's very, very tight. 30, okay. You could very well sweep up a PB with this. Granted, the rest of the game goes cleanly for him.
Which, this is one of those games where sometimes you never really know.
Right. So Haunted Boardwalk's all movement based here. You want to go... It's relatable to Blade Mountain, where you want to go as straight as possible. Because this level is very, very linear. Just straight down a big, gigantic hallway.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to maintain top speeds than Blade Mountain.
Yeah, that being said, though, there is a little bit of RNG when it comes to those falling platforms.
Did
Sometimes
Psionics just go for the same exact setup and work too?
I was not looking.
I think I glanced over. I think he saved top right again. Psionic saved top right.
Huh.
Where do I learn this? But still though, congratulations to both runners for getting the 2-cycle. It's not always that easy. That would actually look like a cleaner second part of Mega Whale than Frogs's.
Yeah, saving a second or two over Frogs on that.
Yeah, definitely, at least.
Ooh, Frogs getting a nice tight jump there.
So, at the current stance, Psionics is about 2.5-ish minutes, give or take, behind Frogs.
Yep. However, this match isn't decided yet. There's still two major things that are coming up. You have Ghost Bayou, and you have Spooky.
Yeah, definitely. Not over till it's over.
As we saw with Jets and Rylis' match, you could be an entire Ghost Bayou ahead and still lose. So, Nightcrawling's all movement based, and all you're trying to do is catch a good cycle of the platforms at the end. Frog so far has some pretty good movement. Psionics are getting kind of stuck on the platform for a little bit. Seems to be alright now. Getting some pretty consistent jumps in there on those platforms. Interesting. Opts for a butt bounce on the stairs. That was interesting.
It looked like, though, that if he just jumped, he probably would have went under the stairs.
Yeah, it looked like that was the case.
Which, in that case, good on you for reacting to that, because typically when a lot of people get caught by under the stairs, they're not prepared for it.
There's that legendary platform that nobody can get a cycle on.
Just gotta sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the cycle that Frogs wanted. Well, almost nobody.
Well, PAL, we can do that in, can't we?
Yeah, but the platforms are slower, it doesn't count.
If it saves time, it counts.
On the English version, only one person's ever gotten it. Anyway, Frog's getting the skip. Good on him.
Yeah, this is a skip that saves like 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's totally dependent on how you route Ghost Bayou in its entirety.
Yeah, this is a very open-ended level with a lot of twists and turns. There's a lot of ways you can sequence break it, but generally, it's of course better to just skip the whole thing. But it's a really long level with a lot of annoying pathways and such. So thank goodness for the skip.
Yeah, the pain 100%.
Don't remind me.
Frogs didn't get way skipped there, but it's a pretty clean Ghost Bayou nonetheless.
Bruce, if you can route that, that'd be cool to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, Frog's definitely on a very good 43 pace here. Alright, getting first cycle. First phase. I always get those two phrases mixed up for some reason.
Well, they're played identically.
Alright, got second phase.
There is technically a stun lock on the third phase, but it's a little bit too... It's very inconsistent for RTA runs.
Yeah, it's very tight.
And really even ILs, it's inconsistent for.
And... Oh, he missed the last hit! He needs to be careful, he has no health.
Very dangerous. Alright, he's got
There it is! 43-46.
Congratulations to Frogs. That was not a bad run at all.
No, that was pretty good. I can't remember if he had any major deaths or not. Or if it was just movement based.
I think most of his time was just movement based.
Yeah,
Actually,
very big congrats.
I can't even think of a time he died. Was that a deathless run?
I'd have to watch the VOD back, I don't remember.
I can't think of a time he actually died in this entire run. Which, honestly, congrats to him if he didn't die. Cause...
That's right, he did die on the button on Butane Pain.
Oh, did that cost him a PB? I think that just cost him a PB.
I think so.
Oh no!
hate to say it, folks.
Thing to lose PB too.
Yeah, but still a good run regardless.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like this guy scares me. Like he's definitely a worthwhile opponent to race against. Oh yeah, the mind boost. I'll definitely ask him about the mind boost. Yeah, see if he get in here for some interviewing. Yep. Oh wait out Psionics' run here. Let's see if Psionics can get the stun locks. Ooh, opts to div right and to the left. I'm sure what he was thinking there.
That doesn't work, right?
No, that does not work. You're too low.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, these the pathways that are in like this whole arena that lead into the tree are actually really annoying and make this entire fight way harder than it needs to be. It makes it harder to do stun locks on, it makes it harder to traverse the stage, and it's easy to get bounced around all over. Congratulations to Psionics for finishing with the 46-46.
Exactly 3 minutes apart.
Oh, hello.
Where have you seen that before? Hey, Frogs, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a great run, dude.
Yeah, 43 is nothing to scoff at. That's a really good run.
Yeah, I pulled the run back somehow.
Yeah. Was it that one death in Butane Pain? Did that cost you a PB there?
It did. It really did.
Ah, man.
That sucks.
I also got a 3-cycle Blinky, so...
Oh yeah, I forgot
about
that.
Wait, you got the 3-cycle Blinky and that... Wow.
I got a 3-cycle, yeah.
Like that was an OG Blinky if I've ever seen one. The good old 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Oh, so they're in Shark Attack. There was this insane mind boost that you did.
I got a triple mind boost. completely accidental.
Okay, that was the question. Was that intentional or not?
That was not intentional.
Wow. I think that's the most speed I've ever seen on
I didn't even
on a
gold
water
shark
level.
attack because of that.
Ah, really?
I golded
Wow.
into the volcano though, so that's a plus.
Nice. Awesome stuff.
Intentional or not, it was really cool to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
Is there any other highlights you want to talk about on that run?
I guess on Clyde, I got the eye bounce on third phase, but I knew I wasn't gonna have enough speed to get the double hits, so I just bailed. And it
Yeah,
worked. It
I
ended
remember
up
seeing
working
that.
out because I got fifth phase eye bounce and saved 12 seconds.
Nice. Yeah, I saw you opted to not do any eye bounce or rev jumps on phase 1 and 2.
Nope, not happening.
Have you learned rev jumps yet? I can't remember.
I have not.
Ah, okay. That'll do it.
I've gotten it once on second phase and never again.
It's a pretty tight trick, that's for sure. Well, I don't have any other questions. Laws, do you have anything else?
No, not really. Your run was just really solid.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, let's look at the bracket here. So Frogs, you are going to be moving on to face the winner of either Laws here or Frenchie.
Ooh.
So you're gonna be racing Frenchie, is what he's trying to say.
I did not say that. And Psionics will be facing Jets in Losers Round 1. So expect to see those matches here soon.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think that's all we have for tonight, guys.
Is Psionics not doing commentary? Or interview?
No, he keeps it muted, himself muted. So
Ah, okay.
I don't think he has a mic. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. We have another match tomorrow, early afternoon. Myself versus Rallis in round 2. This will be my first match. I'm excited. So yeah, stay tuned for some more Pac-Man World 2 here on Speed Gaming. Yeah, we'll see you next time.